Coming up next is a keynote address by Anurag Jain, Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Government of India. Welcome, Mr. Jain.
Dear friends, greetings to everybody present here. This summit focuses on transformational journey of the government as we delve into the world of e-governance and its contribution for citizen-centric governance. This summit also gives us an opportunity to showcase the use of technology in government functions and knowledge sharing platform for sharing the best practices. As we all know, about 7 years back, we launched Digital India. Along with that, a very transformative scheme, GEM Trinity, was launched. It has been one of the most transformational changes. We also came up with online tax filing, which has more or less virtually brought in transparency in every walk of the returns filing. Digital land management systems, postal banks, common service centers, there are innumerable examples of use of technology in the government. I was fortunate to lead some of these, especially the Jan Dhan and the digital payment systems. I was also a very integral part of that. I was very happy to learn today itself RBI has come out with 123 Pay, which provides a UPI payment system for feature phone platforms. In DPIIT, we are pursuing digitization of almost every process and every walk of life where we have to interact with the citizens. Our major citizen interface, which is Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, all the processes have been made online, and the results are also very encouraging that now most of the cases get completed or the permissions are given or denied, whatever the decision is taken within a benchmark time period. And there's a huge transparency which has come into this. Similarly, in the IPR, when we brought the digitization, within a period of just 4 years, the number of patents being awarded has gone multiple times. It has, I think, become 4 to 5 times. So that's a huge jump in efficiency and transparency. So it goes without saying that use of technology brings efficiency, transparency. So now, moving further, we have to look at new avenues. Technology is changing. Even 5 years is a long time for a particular technology, and each generation of technology which is coming is smarter and making life easier. But at the same time, we need to be nimble and agile to keep up with it. Today, I will try to cover 3 important areas where we are making efforts at this point of time. First and foremost is PM Gati Shakti. As you all will recall that in this year's budget, out of 4 priorities, the topmost priority which was mentioned by Honorable Finance Minister is PM Gati Shakti. PM Gati Shakti is basically a concept which breaks the silos of departmentalization. If you look at it, here the technology makes it possible for departments to come together and work using the technology platform without changing even otherwise the structure of the department. With this concept, PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Multimodal Infrastructure is actually a governance platform for planning and better decision making for infrastructure projects. This is basically a GIS tool on which we have brought in more than 400 layers already. There are 7 major infrastructure ministries and the user departments. All of them have been integrated onto the system. If I give you one example, one particular project for which the DPR had just been formulated for the purpose of training, the department did a pilot and actually tried to make the DPR of the same project once again. What they found, the alignment had to be redone at some places. And what was the benefit? By realigning at one portion, they found that they could do away with the permission of forest requirement of forest permissions. In another place, they could totally avoid a conflict with a mining lease. So therefore, this GIS based tool, number one, it makes the planning better. Number two, the decision making becomes better because you have visibility. What the present PM Gati Shakti platform has, whatever infrastructure has been constructed till 2021, it has that. Plus, it also has a visibility of all the projects which are being undertaken and are expected to be completed by 2025 by all other departments. Say, for example, if I am making a rail project and I go in and make my DPR based on certain land requirement, and later on when I go for implementation, I find the same piece of land has been acquired by road for their project. That kind of conflict can happen. But when we are working together as a team, when we have visibility across the departments, then this kind of coordination can easily come up, can happen. Rather, it happens in a very positive manner. In certain cases, the acquisition of land or rail and road has happened together. That has already started happening. So it is making acquisition faster and cheaper. Similarly, if you think of another project, like if you want to create a tunnel for a road and you want to create a tunnel for the railways, if both projects happen separately, each of the projects can cost you say about 6,000 crore rupees. But if you plan it together and one tunnel is bored and both rail and the road go in the same tunnel, the cost could come down from 6,000 plus 6,000, that is 12,000 crore, to something like 8,000 crore. So this is the synergy. As we all know, when we create a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So that additional synergy adds to the impact, and the outcome is much more effective when we work together. So this is the PM Gati Shakti concept. Now, if we couple it with the increased infrastructure spending, as all of us know that this year's budget provides almost 7.5 lakh crore of infrastructure funds in the union budget. On top of that, there is a 1 lakh crore 50 years soft loan window for the state governments. So there's a huge infrastructure spend, and given this Gati Shakti concept, the outcome will be even better. So as a result, what we expect that the logistic efficiencies will increase expeditiously. As a result, the industry will become more competitive and they'll be able to even export globally. So this is the way PM Gati Shakti we expect the project to unfold. Another important pillar which the budget has brought about, and we were already working, ease of doing business. In fact, the government of India started working on this about 7 to 8 years back. In ease of doing business, the rank of the country improved tremendously from 142 to 63 in a matter of 5-6 years. But as this ranking goes, it was measuring the processes only in limited number of places. But we were more ambitious, and as a government, we created something known as Business Reform Action Plan, which is much wider, and it actually measures the processes across all states. So it is actually much deeper. In last 1 year, we were successful in reducing almost 25,000 compliances. We are looking at making the processes simpler. We are looking at digitizing the processes, removing the redundant processes, and we are also looking at decriminalization. Having achieved that, we are conscious of the fact that still lots of processes need to be amended for ease of doing business. Therefore, this year's budget talks about ease of doing business 2.0. In fact, this ease of doing business 2.0 also talks about ease of living for citizens. As a citizen, if I'm looking at a government, why should I be bothered which department I need to go to? Given the technology today, if I put my keywords into the system, the the system should be able to throw back at me what is my requirement, and I should be able to apply and get my output from the government, my paper which I require. With this thought, Department of MIT, we are coordinating Department of MIT is working at single sign-on for all government services. So it will not really matter that which department is providing what service. With single sign-on, one can access the government. So that will be a huge game changer as far as citizens' life is concerned. Similarly, on ease of doing business, we actually soft launched in September 2021 our national single window system. This is once again a game changing kind of a concept where any business, whatever approval you require across any government, the state government or the central government, you should be able to get it through the national single window. Up to now, we have connected 21 departments of Government of India and 15 states. So the departments which are available and the states which are available as of now, permissions related to them can be obtained on the single window. We are engaged with the rest of the departments, and we expect that by 31st of March, we would have brought all 32 departments which have some permission or other to give for a business, who are associated for business permissions, would be on the platform. As far as state governments are concerned, some state governments do not have their digital systems put in place. So we are helping those digital systems to be created, and once that happens, they'll also be included. While other governments which already have their digital systems, we are still in process of connecting through various means, either the API integration or through some other mechanism. So the purpose is, by end of March, which is not very far away, we are looking at a system when a person trying to do business, say one wants to register a company, seek permission, can apply through single window. He'll have to make only one application form. His information would be asked once. His forms, if he requires 5 permissions, so all 5 forms would be generated through the portal, and his forms would seamlessly flow to the concerned department. Then he can track his application, find out his details. Another facility in this single window is know your approvals. A person really finds the kind of laws we have, that what all approvals does he need. There is a set of questions, but it is an intelligent set of questions. As such, if we look at the whole agenda, it would be more than 250 questions. But one investor need not go through to all those 250 questions. As soon as he starts answering certain questions, system starts throwing the questions to him intelligently depending on his requirement. And finally, one investor may have to take only 20, 30, 35 questions, and what are the approvals required for him are thrown out by the system. And then you have the list of your approvals, and accordingly you can apply. So this is a game changer. I would request all of you to spread this word around and start using the national single window system. We are conscious of the fact that there is no end to perfection. Things can always be improved. We are still in process. We have our ears tuned. We are looking at all the feedback. Whenever we get any feedback that this needs to be improved in this manner, we look at it, and we would require your cooperation and feedback to improve our system further. And we hope that in a reasonable period of time, the system would become so good that everyone would like to apply to government only through the single window as far as business is concerned. So this is the way we are looking at ease of doing business and ease of living. And I hope these two approaches, which were taken up as part of the budget announcement, we are able to transform lives in the country. Now, another important initiative I would like to talk about is Open Network for Digital Commerce. Open Network for Digital Commerce is another game-changing idea. The way UPI changed the payment system in the country, Open Network for Digital Commerce, I am very, very optimistic that will change the way digital commerce takes place in this country. And it will be not only first of its kind in the country, this will be game changer for the globe. It is open network protocols. It unbundles all the services. Basically, it converts closed loop architectures into open loop architectures. For example, if you take any existing platform, it is a closed loop architecture. Seller who is on platform 1 can sell to a buyer who is on the same platform. Similarly, a buyer who is on the same platform, on a particular platform, can buy it from a seller on the same platform. For example, you have platform A and platform B. Seller of platform A cannot sell to a buyer who is registered only on platform B. So if you want, if you want to purchase from another platform, you have to register yourself at various platforms. Now, this open network architecture will connect all the different platforms, the way UPI has integrated various payment systems. This will be game changing for our small kirana stores. As we all know, when there is a closed loop architecture, it becomes very, very difficult for a small business to put itself on various platforms. There is a cost of doing business through these platforms, plus the requirements like inventory management, etc., are very different from one platform to another. So it becomes very, very difficult. But this open architecture, open network protocols will transform this. And I hope in the coming financial year, we are able to launch this, and which will be again a game changer. I hope these transformative steps which Government of India, my department is undertaking, are able to transform lives of infrastructure, which in turn bring in ease of living and ease of doing business, basic ease of living and ease of doing business softwares, and life for small kiranas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain, for sharing your perspective on the topic. We'll now move to the next session. Stay tuned with us, everyone.